Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Minnesota RØKKR co-stream. We're only, an hour and a half late. We just watched a 3-year-long Call of Duty match. What was it? IKON, it was at least an hour delay for map 1 to get... So they played map 1. That didn't count because some sort of difficulty. Then they waited like almost an hour. Well, not waited. I'm sure they're trying to fix an issue, but yeah, there was an issue for like an hour, and then it went to map
It goes all 5
between London and Dallas. So you and I have just been sitting here on ice, hype as frick for the RØKKR versus OpTic match, and we've just been vibing out. But anyway, it's happening. We're here. RØKKR's about to play OpTic, and I couldn't be more excited. You know what else I couldn't be more excited about? Today, Minnesota RØKKR, we announced a brand new military appreciation program called RØKKR Regiment. It's our new military appreciation program. It's made to honor active and retired servicemen and women through experiences in gaming. So to join the program, check out the link that I'm about to put in the chat if you or someone you know would like to sign up. Let's get it cooking, baby. Visit the site. Check it out.
Let's go.
Let's freaking go. Whew. All right, IKON. So now that we watched 3 hours of COD so far, do you think like moments like this where you're kind of amped, you're like, okay, we're playing OpTic this week, we're ready to bring MiDNiTE back on the roster and kind of like show a new look for stage 4. And then you get iced for like 2 hours before the game starts. Do you think that could affect the play from either team, or is it just whatever, they just shoot bots?
I think that they're probably maybe a little bit irritated, maybe a little frustrated, just like we are, but I don't think it was close enough. It's not like that delay happened right before game 5.
True.
So I don't think that the actual game time was close enough where it's really going to affect how one team or another plays. I think, again, if it was like 2-2 and then you have an hour-long delay and you're like, I thought I was like 10 minutes away from playing, and then you got to go back and you got to sit and chill for an hour and a half, I think that could mess with your psyche a little bit. But I don't know. I don't think these guys were too amped yet in order for it to really have a big effect there.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose it's definitely probably much harder for London and Dallas, who just experienced that delay in their game. That's super frustrating stuff. And hopefully when we return on LAN at the end of stage 4 majors will be on LAN, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally back. I'm so excited. I'm tired of excuses from seeing it. I'm tired of anyone talking about online Call of Duty, server ping this, shook on main stage that. I'm just ready to see LAN maps again. So we're primed for it this stage. I guess I know we talked about it a little bit on the podcast earlier this week, but I'd love to just kind of know your thoughts. This will be our first time seeing MiDNiTE back on the lineup and with Standy. So we've got, if you guys don't know, Accuracy was put on the bench. MiDNiTE brought back in from the bench to be the main AR. You got Priest on the flex role. Attach and Standy are the submachine gun players. So, like, are we lit now? Are we the same? Like, where do you think we're at just on paper before seeing them?
I will say that I took a little bit of a deeper dive into this, and I think that the change is really going to help in Hardpoint and Search. And I'm not positive. I'm interested to see what happens with Control, because Accuracy is really good in Control. It's by far his best game mode. So we'll see what happens there, if there is a little bit of a step back. But it seemed like a lot of the times, like if you're playing Control on Raid, you could take Accuracy, you could put him over towards Tiki, and everybody else could play the middle of the map and the bottom of the map, and you could just put him out on an island over there. And that was like his main role every time on defense when you saw Raid Control. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes a little bit. Does Priesta go up there, or do they just continue to put MiDNiTE up there? And we'll see if he's able to do as good of a job in that scenario on Control as Accuracy did. But I do think where they're going to benefit and what is probably needed most is in Search and Destroy. It just seems like Mike it's it's just a different feel overall. Accuracy, very much so like the control that we just talked about. Like if you're playing S&D on Miami, he was all the way back in visitors and he was just kind of chilling there. If they were on defense, watching the push over towards the beach side of the map, and that was kind of what his role was. If they were on offense, he would go top hotel and he would just stay there kind of looking over the middle of the map, and then he'd be able to come in from behind depending on what the scenario was. But with Major Maniac, his role is just a little bit different. He really did play, and I know at that time he was playing a flex role, but it just seems like overall he's a little bit more aggressive when it comes to like engagements per round and kills per round. He's just a tad bit higher than that. I think like his engagements per round is almost half an engagement more per round than what accuracy is. So that just kind of goes to show you the speed in which he plays at and the more interactions that he's getting in. And he's just in more of those high trafficked areas of the map than accuracy tended to be. Now, again, he's playing a different role, so we'll see if it continues to play out that way. But I think that's going to help them to be just a little bit different than they were before. I think teams are going to have a tough time, at least at the beginning here, really putting their thumb on where Minnesota has their players around the map. And I think that can really benefit them. And then when it comes to Hardpoint, just the speed at which Major Maniac plays at, he is a bit quicker of an AR, and I think that probably helps them too. His overall KD was about like 0.11 higher than accuracy, so plays a little bit faster, again, moves around the map a little bit better. So if my initial assessment is I'm interested to see what sort of improvements you see in Hardpoint and Search. I know at the beginning of the year, throughout the first stage, Minnesota was one of the best Search teams in the league. So we'll see if they can get back to that form. Then I'll be interested to see if we are playing raid control today, if that's still as strong of a map and mode as it was before, or if that takes a slight step back, not having accuracy as the mainstay over on the top side of the map.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy to see how it works out. You know, one of the concerns that I had when, Major Maniac was initially benched and then you bring Standy on. I mean, this is before I knew Standy was like the most cracked rookie ever, just coming in, facing OpTic in his first match as he did. And I was like, man, I wonder if this is going to indicate something bad for Search. And then they came out, though, and they were still pretty nasty at Search. I mean, Standy's nasty at Search. But then we did see quite a bit of regression there in stages, the end of stage 2 and then stage 3 there. Stage 3 especially, the Search Destroy was rough. We felt like you almost had to win that first map Hardpoint just because the Search was so shaky. So I'm not sure how much one player can come in and just turn the tide on that, right? I don't think that, it's because accuracy was on the team, that's why we were bad at Search. I don't think that's how that works at all. But I will be interested to see how Major Maniac helps change the pace. And with that, you've seen other teams like Los Angeles Thieves, they've had their own struggles with roster maneuvering and movement and stuff. But you did see Slasher going to the bench, Kenny getting brought on to be the main AR. And I think you and I were talking about on the podcast, or even, I think Kingdom was there too. We're like, how is that going to work? This guy was a Sun player like 2 years ago. How is that possibly going to work? Well, it turns out having a fast main AR does work. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm not sure, if you look at the roles in Call of Duty, if that composition matters as much as maybe folks like you or I or coaches and other kind of talking heads emphasize it. But we're about to kind of see, right? We're about to see really what the frick is up with Major Maniac back in the lineup. And we announced him coming back off the bench a couple weeks ago, and it feels like forever ago at this point. I'm just kind of to the point, and now with this weird 2-3 hour delay before the match, I'm like, I just want to see it. I want to see what they look like. Do they look the same? Do they look different? Do they look improved? They look not as good. I'll be really excited to see. We don't have a ton of time here before the match starts, but I wanted to talk about the maps briefly. So we've got Hardpoint Moscow, Search and Destroy on Standoff, new Search and Destroy map. That's going to be awesome to see RØKKR debut on that. Control on Raid, that's the bread and butter, baby. And then Hardpoint on Garrison and Search and Destroy on Raid. You don't have to go through, each itemized record, but just kind of tell me your first thoughts on, our record on these maps versus OpTic's. Maybe even I think we've got some head-to-head records as well. So what are your thoughts on the map layout here?
First of all, if you're talking about head-to-head, again, Minnesota and OpTic have played twice, and Hardpoint on Moscow is the only map of these 5 maps that Minnesota has lost to them on. So this map 1 might be a little bit rough. Minnesota's 1-4 on Hardpoint Moscow, and OpTic is 6-4. And one of those losses was to FaZe, where they should have ended up beating FaZe on that Hardpoint Moscow from earlier in the year. So they're a really good Hardpoint Moscow team. We'll see if that holds true in map 1. Super stoked to see standoff. I'm actually kind of surprised that we've seen it already so much. We saw it in both matches yesterday, and now both matches today we'll end up seeing that map. So that's dope. I love that's getting thrown in. We're seeing that right away. Control and raid, obviously, like we've talked about, Minnesota's bread and butter, but OpTic is also 10-5 there. So both teams are really good. A lot of that comes down to
we're both bread and buttered on that.
Yeah, right. A lot of it's going to come down to is Standy taking routes and getting in places where OpTic doesn't want him to be, or is Envoy doing that? Because both teams on this map and mode seem to go as those 2 players go. So it'll be interesting to see who has more of an impact there. And then last but not least, if you can just get it to that map 5 S&D on raid, I like Minnesota's chances there. OpTic is 2-4 on S&D raid. They're really not the best S&D raid team. So if you can just somehow like win the standoff and then take the control, Hardpoint Garrison is the 4th map, which Minnesota's also not too great on. So somehow get it to map 5. And if you can do that, I think that is the overall path to victory when it comes to this big matchup here with OpTic.
Yeah, looking at the hard points here, I mean, the hard point stats from, stages 1 and 2 were atrocious, right? Let's be real. So I feel like some of those stats are skewed. We definitely have improved in hardpoint, but now we've got, Mike coming back in, assumingly to pick up the pace here in some of these modes. But yeah, the 2 hardpoint maps stand out to me in this matchup of like, ooh, could be scary. You're almost in a must win of the usual, the 2-3-5, baby. Let's do it. Yeah. I saw Tanush in the chat. Shout out to the chat, by the way. If you're watching live, make sure to hit the like button. Let's go, baby. But let's talk quickly about just who banned what. So for Hardpoint, RØKKR banned Checkmate. Obvious. F it. They picked Garrison. OpTic banned Raid. Picked Moscow. Search and Destroy. RØKKR banned Express. Picked Standoff. So RØKKR was the team that picked Standoff. Let's go, baby. Standy on Standoff, huh? Let's see it.
Let's go. I like
OpTic, it. I mean, dude, Scump was playing on Standoff when Standy was like 7. So I don't know. That's probably exact. No, that is definitely an exaggeration.
But it's not
he
too
was like
far
11. Away. He was 11. And then OpTic banned Miami, probably a good choice there, and then ended up picking Raid, although their raid record on Search and Destroy isn't the best either. So interesting that they went that way. Then for Control, RØKKR banned Checkmate, thank goodness. And then OpTic banned Garrison. So I'm excited, and like you said, the stats for these maps are in Minnesota's favor, with the exception of that Hardpoint on Moscow. We have beaten OpTic on Hardpoint Garrison, despite our tough 2-6 record on that map. So hey, man, anything could happen. I'm just freaking stoked to see Major Maniac back in the lineup. Let's see if there's a new look here, if we really have been able, because like to me, it's all about if you could just improve the search, get it kind of close to where it was at the beginning of the game, because we were like, I would say the second or maybe even first, because we never even played FaZe, best team in search. And now, the Hardpoint's kind of taken an uptick here recently. So let's see if we can maintain that. If we can just start winning those maps 1 and 2 instead of being the 2-3-5 guys. Yep. Let's see if we can push more 3-1s and 3-0s in our favor. That'd be nice. Anyway, it looks like they're getting started here. They're kind of going to the player cams. Any final thoughts, IKON, of what to watch for in this, and then we can kick it over to the CDL stream?
Yeah, one big thing is just as soon as these groups came out, it always seemed like the path to the winners bracket was got to beat Paris, got to beat Seattle, and then just steal one from either Atlanta, Chicago, or LA Thieves. I think LA Thieves is probably the easiest team of those 3 I just mentioned to beat. But if you can start off with a victory against OpTic, then in most cases, all you would have to do is just beat Seattle and Paris. That would give you your 3 wins, and that should be enough for winners bracket. So if they don't end up winning here, it's not the end of the road, because you do still have LA Thieves and Seattle and Paris and stuff like that. You have more opportunities, but this would be a massive start when it comes to seeding for the Stage 4 playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and we're starting hot against the home zero series hosts. We're gonna have to see if the guys can get it going here. Let's just start the stage off right. How often have we done that? We usually start like 1-2, 0-2. It's always sweaty. This is
Yeah.
one of the harder teams in our group right here, but if you come out here, make a statement a little bit, get it going. I think it's definitely, I don't know, it'd be a great way to start the stage for us. And then it's Memorial Day weekend this weekend, right?
Yes, it is.
Am I tripping? All right, sorry. Sick transition, actually. I brought that up to say, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, we actually just announced it today. We announced our brand new military appreciation program called RØKKR Regiment. It's made to honor our active and retired service members and servicemen and women through their experiences in gaming. Sorry, I'm not very good at reading the copy here. But so if you're a service member yourself, or you know somebody who is, they're a huge RØKKR fan, definitely tell them to go check out RØKKR Regiment, sign up, get some bonuses and all that cool stuff. It's going to be super sick. Shout out to the military, baby. Thank you for serving, for those of you that do. All right, man, it's looking like it's kicking into the match here soon. I want to wait. We made our official predictions on the podcast. I think I picked RØKKR. I was the only one that picked RØKKR because I'm such a homer. I'm pretty sure I said 3-2 or 3-1. I probably said 3-2. I said 3-2.
Yep.
Let's go. We got this 3-2, baby. And IKON, who'd you have? You had OpTic at how many maps?
I said 3-1 OpTic. Kingdom said 3-2 OpTic.
Oh my God.
I think if it goes to that map 5, I think Minnesota wins. So.
I hope so. I think so too. Major Maniac back in the cut. If we don't win the search and destroys, I got so much faith in the search and destroy game with Major Maniac. Chat, let us know your predictions in the chat. Make sure to tell us who do you think is going to win in this best of 5 between RØKKR and OpTic. And yeah, we'll kick you over to the main stream now. We'll be back in between the maps to give you a shout and talk COD and break it down. And yeah, I'm excited. We'll see you guys then.
Map, but still fairly strong, but it's more so on the flip side. Not the best showing from this Minnesota RØKKR team. Admittedly, if you have a 1-4 record and you know you're going to the map 1, you prepare for it in 2, maybe Major Maniac can potentially be that factor. I don't know if you want to be the route man as an AR to lock down the spawns, or just try to get in the mix a lot more. But either way, this is a place OpTic are happy to be for this game number 1. We'll see if they can get the ball rolling.
Wow, let's get it. Into the match we go. 2 split right off the rip for the boys in green. 3-man heavy hit on the favourable side for RØKKR. Formal's going to find one, gets another, and even gets Scums. Just a nice 3-piece to start the game for Formal. We'll take that. Priest is up next, and Mr. Piper is letting the beams go early. Big start from OpTic. Nice kills going their way. Scump now on a standing, and it is back and forth. That hard point is green for now.
The hardpoint's green, and as well, the actual green control Envoy is going to be looking for, and well, he finds at least 1 kill. Major Maniac, we talked about potentially being the route man. He has found himself behind enemy lines, but what can you do with it? Well, you get hunted down. Formal makes the read. OpTic Gaming off the opening break. I mean, how much more do you want from them, right? They flip the spawns. They get all of this time in the hill. And right now from Minnesota, I mean, you start trying to push up this street side, you can tell they know Envoy's there, but in the feed, he's causing problems. This has been perfection of an opening break.
Yeah, super stuff from OpTic right off the ribs. 5-0 for Envoy, yet to drop. As the rest of the squad finding these kills, he's going to push this front line a little further forward, get himself into an annoying little corner, and attack these opening push now from RØKKR. Envoy, there's number 6. There's number 7. Streaks now in hand. Envoy's starting to get a little bit hot. Danny's up next. That's going to be number 8. Oh, Priester was there for it as well. Envoy ripping heads to start things off. And in the meantime, Chance, the hard point still ticking away in OpTic's favor.
And that's a cocky challenge towards the end as well. I'm pretty sure that's him just going for the Twitter clip or the highlight reel, because he already knew that he got both the score streaks. And again, I wasn't kidding when I said the opening break, just about perfection. They flipped the spawns, they've earned some score streaks, and maybe with the 2-piece from Standy, there's somewhat of an opening of stripping away from scrap time. But even then, look at the rotation. OpTic Gaming, free and clear. Unless Standy literally kills everyone from OpTic, they should be good to go. Formal posted up in library, and you see Scump. He's actually taking a very long route just to go over towards the bus side of things.
There it is.
Well, frankly, Formal finds the kill. Envoy uses the ping just to make it happening, but This has been a brutal game so far. OpTic, again, full speed ahead.
Whew. Oh, it's a lovely start. Chance, you called it. A brutal opening from OpTic. Tax trying to make the play forward, but I'd love to go for an Astro Gaming listener now with OpTic and see how the comms sound.
I'm streaking this. I'm streaking this.
Time, weak as fuck.
I streaked on time.
I'm watching him.
One mid, one in gold.
Elbow's not picking. Elbow pre-shot.
Gold, dead.
Elbow pre-shot.
Nice, he's middle.
Missing Sandy.
Sandy,
He was elbow. He was
middle
elbow.
and elbow.
Middle dead, on the short, on the stairs.
On the stairs.
Nice, good job. Get that time.
Flashing over. I'm gonna go.
Go
Someone go help him.
Nothing flash hold.
Wood door hurt.
Attach door.
I have
Attach the door weak.
Every wood door set. If he comes back.
Attach one shot with door on me.
Post mid as well. He's
Attach that with door.
Actually close to you, Seth.
Don't one bank.
Yeah, I'm about to pinch.
Dandy.
Bank freeze. He's left side.
I'm pitching.
One shot bank. He's right here, Matt. That's one.
Priest bank dead. Priest
Nice,
bank
he's
dead.
I'm helping the
Bank
pillar.
again.
Go help him bank.
Yeah, I have help bank.
Nothing bank. Bank. Major. One shot plus.
Absolute. Top us.
One shot still.
Pillars on me. Pillars dead.
I got you.
Last guy bus. Major.
Yeah,
Major.
Nice, good job.
All street.
Okay,
Yeah, stay there.
Priest dead. Another one fine.
Nice, two.
Keep walking, Matt.
I have go window.
Yo, attach these streets.
He went globe, and the other guy's wrapping mid.
Deep
Globe
Priest
attached.
dead.
Globe
One's
attached.
P1. Major deep.
Watch the last.
One shot major.
Guys.
I'm watching
I have glass.
Yep, glass.
Good window.
Let's start front priest though.
Glass
Hello,
window.
guys.
I think last win.
I got one.
Yo, priest in front.
Another one rat. Sandy, he's going rat door. Rat window.
I don't see Priest
Nice,
dead.
two.
Yo, front ready. Major.
I left Eddie. Dead.
Grab time.
Time.
Let's push two.
Yeah,
Third
go.
priest.
No.
I'll slide out window, okay?
Yo, one's back
Flash
street.
mirror.
One's back street.
Look at me window.
I'm laying down planner.
I'm sliding cross mat.
Yo, one's deep street, full flash.
Deep right.
Another guy's double.
Is he
I
car
think.
spot?
I
He's
think
car
he's
spot.
double.
And one's planner.
Attach one shot. All good. You got 3.
Responder.
You got attached to street.
Yo, let's hit P1. Hit P1.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah. Wait, you don't go SC set?
Yo,
Yeah,
attached.
go.
Attach to street on me.
I'm already going to hill.
SC's flanked. He's challenging.
Yo, mid window, one shot.
Flank one shot, Danny.
Yo, one guy's slow up on me.
Sandy, absolutely.
Woo, Lord, these boys are cracked. They've had their game fuel, that's for sure. A chance. I'm hearing a lot of overlap, though. There's a lot of information from OpTic there. What did you make of the comms?
I mean, hey, if they can understand it, more power to them, right? It might sound complicated to us, but this is what these guys do on a day-to-day basis. And they got gifted some spawns as well, right? Or at the very least, Minnesota left it open for P2. So even when things weren't going right for OpTic, even when Minnesota started to pick up the kills, well, the response is instantaneous. Once again, you're in the situation for P2. OpTic set up, ready to go. Formal, he's going to be over by police, locking down the street. And for Minnesota, I mean, frankly, almost the course of this entire game, there just hasn't been any sort of opening for them to make anything happen at all.
Yep. They are struggling, that is for sure. OpTic still got control. No time just yet. Gotta get a body in the hill. All locking down that back street. Nice nade, nice shots, nice everything. 4 in a row for him. 15 and 7 for Formal. It's a delightful start. Second set of rotations. They've already got themselves a solid hold here by what we call P2. Got the back police side covered. A heavy hit through middle, but time is not working for RØKKR right now. Standy may find a couple. The rest of the team have got to make their way forward. Push onto this one. The recovery now from RØKKR chance has got to be huge. They've got to go big here. Try to stop the bleeding and get across map towards that fountain hardpoint as well.
And they just can't make anything happen. If I remember correctly, I think Envoy is still sitting on his cruise missile as well. So. Yeah. I mean, OpTic potentially going to be very happy just to make sure they can sit on this hill. It should be a fairly easy rotation for them, at least by the point where they actually get towards the hill. And this is one of the slower rotations we've potentially ever seen. But hey, 2 players over towards Globe. Kind of curious as to where the player's going to spawn. Number 7 spawns out. Standy's behind enemy lines. Meanwhile, everyone else gets to flood through a break. As soon as you take care of attach, I was going to say, just call him a cruise missile. See if they can make something happen.
Seen him, you know that one player Zeski's now, and you're going to go for the hit. She in towards Zeski's. Okay. It's on Dashi. Envoy will manage to get it. That's just a genius play there with the cruise missile, managing to pick up that information and do a lot with it. Now the push continues towards the back. Scum trying to break in through library. Tags on him attach. Major MiDNiTE up next. He's lined him up, playing with his food. Scum with the 1v1. Teammates are now here to make this work out, and it's going to be T2P pushing that back line. They're going to get it. Priestman wins a big one though. That's going to be huge. Keep the front line safe. The trades, as OpTic, are all over this one. Standy got left in the tank, not a whole lot. Scum from the top rope, and again it's on to attach. And chance this has been a back and forth. OpTic certainly keeping RØKKR on their toes here on the 3rd hardpoint.
And this is just another moment where, like, even if you're thinking that OpTic don't really get the most value out of the cruise missile, the only small openings that Minnesota get, they're still just kind of getting suffocated on the map. Maybe this will be an opportunity for them to get some sort of clearance, down by 100 points, but you get the spread over towards Street. Priest making the reads, but he can't win the gunfight. And well, for this hill, now the pinch is in. Formal may get trapped inside of a bank, but Envoy still the opportunity to make the play, trying to time it out with Scump, where they're going to try to make this pinch.
Scump and Envoy making their way through the inside. Priest finds one. He gets Scump as well. The answer is no. Back over to the street we go. There's about 30 seconds remaining on this hard point, and again, very, very dry from both teams. Not a whole lot of time being grabbed. We're playing really heavy for kills right now. Formal shots at range. Good shots at that. Dashi trying to push forward. Again, coverage from that bus side of the map. Great, but Dashi making his way forward. This is 2 in a row. He's basically got the hard point all by himself right now. It's him versus Major Maniac. Nades are up. Major will win the fight. Stops the clock once again, but a mere 10 seconds grab from OpTic there on that hard point. The chance, like, what? Maybe 10 out of Minnesota as well? Like, the Boulevard was not kind to either team.
Boulevard can definitely be a tough one. Now we go back towards P1, though, where, I mean, I think if I'm trying to remember throughout the game, OpTic have had just an immense amount of success on flipping the spawns and getting the actual time. And, well, once again, looking for the actual time, Scump, as cracked as can be. Major Maniac nice and weak, but either way, this is just a long-term situation for Minnesota. Obviously, they can't afford to give up too much time here on P1, but they also have to, at some point, try and flip these spawns. And maybe Major Maniac will find that opening as he wins a big gunfight in towards White. Has a little bit of clearance on at least forcing some of these spawns out.
Yeah, this could be a big change. This is going to be a big swing. Major Maniac on a 3 spree right now. Cleaning house, cleaning trophies, making sure spawns are all good. Still have to worry about Envoy. Big brain plays all map long. Can he keep them going? Still chilling out on the inside here, or Standy sniffs him out. Standy finds it, but can they get the kill? Over 200 points now crossed for OpTic Chance. RØKKR, though, they're in a sweet spot. If they can deal with Envoy, oh, finally. This could be a nice bit of time, even a comeback he had here on Moscow.
And just for what it's worth, Envoy actually let Standy run past. I think Envoy was trying to make a 200 IQ play, let him run past and try to pick up a 2-piece, but it turns out Standy is the one that gets the 2-piece as well. So small opportunity here for Minnesota. You get the spawns, a stronghold here in one good rotation, and they are right back into this game. OpTic, though, you see the idea. Scump trying to buy time for his teammates inside of White, and then Dash is going to make his move. The approach is certainly here, and the blood is in. Envoy able to get towards the hill, but he gets traded and dealt with. Maybe Formal trying to make things interesting, but the hold is strong. And I think Priesta may have just gotten spotted, but OpTic right now, it is 4 players on the rotation. And obviously pressure on RØKKR, but if they get this break, they can do it.
Great heads-up play there, the push, the decisive trades from RØKKR keeps that P2 hardpoint all safe. But here we go to third. Bank control going the way of OpTic. Major Maniac 17-19 overall on a 3 spree. And he make the breakthrough bank. The heist is on. They're going to steal this map away from OpTic. But Envoy, oh, whoa! A shot punch! As the opening now, maybe a foot. It's a 4 spree. The 3-man push now through mid. Trophies are up and about. Here comes the play. Scump. He's going to make his way through the back line, but Major Maniac slips on forward. Oh, for the top rope, Envoy. He gets a little bit of revenge. Now into the hard point he goes. Standy staying alive for now. Scump still up high. Trying to land the damage. Trying to keep these players off. A nice contest. That's going to force the game clock to tick. There's only 45 seconds remaining on the game clock. It could maybe bleed this one out. Here comes the final plays. That could well be it. Next 20 seconds are going to go the way of OpTic, unless anyone from RØKKR can get in the way.
Keep in mind on this rotation as well, right? Scump is eventually going to get taken down, shot in the back, but that is 2 players now at old. They have to take their time to go on a fairly long rotation, which means Standy needs to find some kills. He's able to get the first. And you see right now Formal just trying to lock down the street. He's going to be over posted up towards Globe's side, just looking for these kills, but he's getting pinched. OpTic pinching the actual hill. Formal finds one. His teammates looking for the rest, but as it stands, Minnesota still inside the hard point, still alive.
Still alive. And look at that game clock. 27.2. Priesta. Nice tags all around that top bus position. Major Maniac, whoa, gets himself 3 in the feed. He's having a big one. Trying to push these players out as well. Eyes on the spawns. He can't see them coming street side. That means they're all going to be hitting mid. That means it comes down to attach. How many can you get? 1. Any more? Nope, Scump's going to get him. With that, openings now. A foot. RØKKR still holding the hard point. The first Boulevard was bad. This one has been great for them, but Formal with a couple of big gunfights now trying to push his way forward. Priesta does get 1. Priesta can't get the second. Still fighting alive on the point. Envoy wins it. He wins it, and that is huge. We're not going to be able to see the map end here. But OpTic put themselves incredibly close chance. It's going to be a P1 finish, baby. This is going to be lit.
And what is it going to be? 1 second? Well, make it 3 is all OpTic are going to need. Minnesota, though, they're here first, and they get all 4 players up. You got 1 man over towards Globe, 2 inside the hill, and 1 man watching the full rotation. If I'm OpTic, I just flood the point.
Got to flood the point. Rista finds 1. Attach. Kills going their way. And just like that. Oh, it's closer. Still have another push now from OpTic, though. Members in coming off spawn. Form will try and make the flank. Stanley reads it. This is massive out of RØKKR. There's the final 30 seconds to be had. Here we go. It's the contest. Envoy making his way forward. Gets 2! That is unbelievable! He lands them both! The contest is still alive, though. Scum's got to go big, but it's MiDNiTE on point. Standing now with the reinforcements. Out and about we go! And OpTic, the contest comes to an end. And we almost see another unbelievable comeback in another hardpoint map, but OpTic will hold it together. Chance map number 1. What a fun one that was as OpTic take the lead.
And almost like needlessly stressful for OpTic, right? I mean, they had that game in the bag pretty much after like.
IKON, that was so ugly, and then so beautiful, and then so tragic. Man, if we didn't start so dang terribly right there, we might have had a shot. We had a shot. Despite even starting terribly, we did have a legitimate shot right there to win that game. It ends on P1, which, like, how often does that happen? Envoy jumps on. We're kind of bunched up a little bit. There's lots of trades going on, and Envoy's able to get a 2-piece and then ultimately trade us out for the final 3 points. But we almost did it. And MiDNiTE started really slow until he wasn't anymore. He got really hot at the end there. So, gosh, man, yeah, like, what were your thoughts? How do we even begin to break that down? Like, oh, so close.
Yeah, it looked pretty poor there throughout the first set of rotations. It was just 100-point lead. It was like 100 to 30 or something. It looked like OpTic was going to run away with it because it is one of their better maps. At one point in time, I think Mike was double negative. But the only encouraging point at that point in time is that everybody else was playing really well. Everybody else was like +2, +1, somewhere right in that range. And as soon as Mike started to go off, he almost immediately went from double negative to even. And as soon as that happened is exactly when Minnesota went on that little spree there. And down towards the end, it just came down to a couple gunfights here or there. I actually think that last P4 over towards Boulevard, I was thinking very briefly that OpTic might have shot themselves in the foot because when they pushed towards P4, there were a couple that went down. They were able to get the last 10 seconds, but it put them within 3 seconds of winning, but they had no more map control for P1. And then ultimately, if it would have ended up staying that, kind of a stalemate inside of P1, they would have lost spawns for P2 also. And it just looked like OpTic was setting up for one last push over towards P1. They went 4 down. Formal died over on the flank on the top side of the map. It looked like everything was just coming to fruition. And then Envoy gets that 2-piece, and it is what it is. They clutched up. They were able to get the last 3 seconds, but it was a heck of a match. It was a map that really shouldn't have been all that close, but it is
that was
what it
OpTic's
is.
pick as well.
OpTic's pick, and it is what it is. I mean, now that's kind of what we expected. We said that map 1 would be tough, but now we're going into map 2, standoff that neither team has played so far, and then we're going to map 3, which is a map that RØKKR consistently plays well at. So 2-3-5.
235, baby. 235 gang in the chat. We got this, man. The chat was dead silent when we were getting our ass kicked. And that's how I knew. I was like, ooh, this hurts, man. But yeah, the guys did show some good resolve. Hopefully this kind of, woke them up a little bit. OpTic, I mean, shoot, if they would have lost that, that's a big tilt moment right there. Super, super close. Too little, too late a little bit. But hey, man, we're going to Search and Destroy standoff. Shout out to you. Hey, how many of you guys played Black Ops 2 back in the day? Or maybe I think it was in Black Ops 3 as well. Yo, me too. Raise a hand. Listen, I know I say that Raid is the best map of all time, and it is. But in my opinion, the best Search and Destroy map of all time, it might be standoff.
I wish there were snipers. That's the only thing.
Same, Duke. To imagine those pre-snipes, grandmas to top shop. Oh my lord, it's gonna be fun. Either way, though, it's gonna be a good time. Standoff, search and destroy next. Let's see how the boys look. Neither team has played this map, and we'll have to go from here. Hopefully, we can do a 2-3-4 or 2-3-5 and win this baby out. We'll catch you guys after the search and destroy. See you then.
That just takes a hit. Your search and destroy falls off a fair bit. Your hardpoint effectively falls off a cliff, and you just lost some of that magic, right? Like when Standy's first series that he had in the CDL, it was against OpTic, and it was right off the gate. The kid just fried. Like the respawns, he was unbelievable. But then eventually, you start to get used to the players. You start to feel them out a little bit, and even accuracy again. It was like playing through Ramadan. Like the team, it just wasn't clicking. They couldn't find any sort of success. So, I mean, they're just pulling out something, right? You got MiDNiTE on the bench. Again, in a certain sense, it almost feels like somewhat of a lateral move, but at the same time, stylistically, you have an opportunity to mix things up. I would say for map 1, it looked like MiDNiTE was pretty much just doing what accuracy would on the map, taking the long routes, trying to like actually control the spawns just a little bit. So maybe not too much different there from Minnesota, but in my mind, because I've been watching MiDNiTE play for such a long time, I'm looking at search and destroy for this guy. This is where he needs to be the playmaker, where you just have an unlimited number of possibilities. I would say this Minnesota RØKKR team now has when it comes to the game mode. It's about making it work, because again, that 2-5 record throughout stage 3, not the best, obviously something to improve upon.
Well, I think back to the very start of Cold War. I think MiDNiTE, he and Priest have put up some incredible numbers in the search and destroys right off the rip. Like kickoff classic, first stage, very, very impressive. Since then, though, it has certainly fallen off. It was not great for MiDNiTE. Obviously, it led to his being benched and whatnot. But I'm very interested to see how this one rolls out. Standoff again. Getting treated to it, friends. Every series so far. I wonder if that will continue onwards here in the Chicago home series. But here we go. OpTic on defense. Very, very aggressive start already from RØKKR. They've covered a lot of ground. And Envoy, well, quite frankly, he's doing exactly what you'd expect of him. He's on the flank.
Oh, God. And, you know Envoy is going to flank, but the fact that he just did that this quickly.
Oh, wait.
MiDNiTE, not aware of the timings, and Envoy, maybe just not aware of MiDNiTE. By the way, this bomb has gone down, and frankly, with this kill, I mean, this is just going to be confusion on the map, because they still don't know where Major is.
Envoy didn't see MiDNiTE. He must have been looking at the mini-map. He must have just glanced away. Oh, wow. 30 seconds remaining on this one. OpTic. Here comes the headbutt. MiDNiTE on the flank, though. Catches a Dashi. Over Standy up close range. Razor there, attaches, got it. Last one up, formal, put on his back. RØKKR.
Wow.
Woo! What a round. And, okay, look. If Envoy kills MiDNiTE here, that would have been something different. But you let him live. And look what he did to your boys. Look what he did.
I mean, it's truly just like crazy how the rounds worked out, right? Because obviously, like the second part of that is MiDNiTE. As soon as he gets a kill on Envoy, that first blood doesn't matter, because now OpTic Gaming, everybody else is completely trapped. Like they were trying to push through the middle of the map to retake the site, but MiDNiTE turns out as the dagger. But then even the timing that Envoy got to be able to flank without getting spotted, it's because MiDNiTE, he jumped up on, well, the OpTic van of all things, and just turned a second late. If Envoy even stutter steps when he's trying to flank, the timing doesn't go his way, but just a nutty way just because of how aggressive Envoy is, but falls into the trap. But First Bloods effectively do get traded out. Is Standy now maybe feeling the pressure?
Standy feeling the pressure, but also holding that line even while hurt. Oh my god, timing. Oh my god, Standy, we'll check back in with you in a moment as he is on it. He could hit this flank. MiDNiTE on the fence, quite literally sitting on it.
I gotta start doing that.
Yeah, look at that spot. Maybe currently sitting on the fence, but we know which team he's playing for certain. Standy's given up that back position. He knows that MiDNiTE's got an opening there to work with. And oh boy, 3v3, this is getting tense.
And even when you start working that bomb up towards site, MiDNiTE, he's going to hear the approach at some point. So I know he's starting to worry about the flank, but now the bomb is moving, and there's no way OpTic are prepared for this. How could you be? But the trades are at least in. But now you're running out of time. Attach, well, effectively throws away his life, and now Standy, the man that OpTic have been concerned about on the flank for the longest time. He has one job: don't let them plant the bomb. And well, he should know, but it looks like the bomb should get planted. A Scump last alive.
Scump's on it. Standy's probably not going to read this. I made the slow wrap. There you go. Here we go. Scumpy Standy. Standy might have the drop on him, and he does indeed. The ace from Standy. What a round. Brilliant stuff. Was it an ace? I forget. It sounded good, though. But there we go. What a round from RØKKR. Standy with that early flank. Paid off in the end. 2-0. Was it an ace? I forget already. What a day it's been.
It was not. MiDNiTE got the one kill of the bomb planet.
What an ace it was
on
not.
Top of the fence.
It'll sound cool in the Twitter clip, though. Woo!
I am not looking forward to everyone doing that in league play now, by the way.
No.
I gotta imagine that's going to become a hot spot for the ARs, but
No.
I'll certainly give it a crack. By the way, 2 ridiculous rounds for RØKKR to pull off, right? Like the biggest thorn on OpTic side was standing on the flank for the entire round. They just didn't know where he actually was, so they were playing patient. The only reason he even got through on the flank is because of the ridiculous timing that he got on Formal. So it is very small things causing massive problems for OpTic, and well, the first blood maybe going through, or it'll be a 2-piece for Envoy,
my God.
or all 3, the pistol to get it done. Who the hell was the first person he killed?
I have no idea how that went down, but I was getting ready to shout, Envoy with the ace. Be correct. Regiment now. You got to pull this one back. A lot of time. Uh-oh. Blinded. There's a lot of time to work with. That's the only thing really working out for the Major right now. Full pockets, that flash, that Semtex. Look at the spread OpTic have across map. I'm just watching the back. But Dashy covering street. Formal's got the A-bomb site. I mean, there you go. OpTic with a good round.
I disagree. That is Envoy with a good round.
Oh, wait, we're going to see it. Oh, hell. Oh, they lined up. How's it feel? How's it taste, huh? You lined up? Tastes good. Tastes like three-piece.
The timing is ridiculous. I can't believe I didn't even catch that. Because I, like, in the moment, as soon as, like, the players, like, double up, like, they're looking for the first blood on Scump, but they both back down, I was like, oh, this is a free 2-piece for whoever it is getting ready to flank. And then 3 popped up in the feed. That is...
Dude,
is that karma?
I don't know, man. Whatever it was wonderful. But they didn't even look like 2 people there. They were so literally on top of each other. Like one big Minnesotan. All right, here we go. OpTic with a stack towards Ali. Hello, MiDNiTE. We know you like to play there, and now you're dead. Envoy having a lovely standoff so far. First blood, 5-3.
And Envoy is still responsible for the full flank, but I got to imagine this bomb is going to slowly work its way up towards the safe site. Or maybe not. I guess with Scump still leaving a little bit of pressure inside the house, they're still just playing very patient, waiting for a pick to come through, but you got number 6 attached in a corner. You got Standy in a corner. And, well, nobody puts Priest in a corner, so he's roaming the map trying to make some plays, but you see the bomb slowly coming towards Zach.
1, 2, 3. Eyes on. Here comes attach. 20 seconds. Attach. Ooh, it's gone fast trade like that. Bomb finds another one. Bomb site's pretty much there. Priest's got to go big.
Oh, dear.
What a shot! Give us Formal's POV. Oh my god. 1. Wait, he was so hurt. Priester. Oh my god, that's going on the hub. Oh god! Tied up 2-2.
Just throwing this out there, Formal dropped 6,300 damage. Map 1, I mean, just fakely destroyed the entire map. So Formal has been on one.
Yep.
3 streak for him, 4 kills to his name. Not too shabby. And OpTic obviously have won the past 2 in a row. They're back to Old Faithful. Maybe a little bit more worried about the flank this time. I think Priest are going to hang back just a little bit more. And now for OpTic, honestly, they didn't really trap themselves in the A site, but this bomb down might get planted quickly, and Priest is there for the coverage, helping the boy out, and you get the bomb down, you get the first pick. Nice little round so far from RØKKR.
This is huge for RØKKR. They stacked up that point so fast. Fumble's here, but it's just too late. They've all gone. He's just got that broken side covered. Dashy's already made himself way out in the mid-street. MiDNiTE watching the push to the flank. Numbers are on the favor of RØKKR right now. Oh, big win. Big win. They're on the bomb. They're on the bomb. Someone's got to make a play for it. Attach and Priester. They're nowhere to be seen. And it's done. Formal with the coverage and the trust of his teammates. RØKKR had no idea. They had no eyes on it. You may have the sneaky position on the wall, but the bomb plant was not in the ideal spot. Great round out of OpTic.
It really is just such a good call. Even Dashy for the best play. I mean, just a perfect read on Major Maniac, playing sort of that like late flank playmaker sort of opportunity. That's the spot Major Maniac put himself in, but Dashy with the reads, and again, that play called a hot bomb. Absolute perfection. I mean, exquisite. I don't think there was any sense of urgency from the Minnesota RØKKR to try to retake the site. It didn't seem like they were aware. They were just waiting for the gunfights to come to them, but 3 rounds in a row now for OpTic. We're aggressive towards the house. We saw Shotzzy do it earlier. This time Scump, well, he got in position, but for RØKKR, nobody home. Nice spread the map on defense as well. Looks like OpTic, I mean, I don't know about favoring necessarily this B site, but certainly that is where the pressure is on.
And I did see a brief glance at Twitter there that no one else knows how to get on that ledge. So these are RØKKR's secrets. They're already letting us out. Back to good old-fashioned gunfights. Almost trying to reposition. Currently on a 3 spree. The rest of the crew just slow and steady. Envoy making his way through the backside of the deli. Standy may have heard that. A little bit of noise. Those hops, skips, and jumps. And Commando Envoy on a special mission to eliminate. Standy may make the read here. 30 seconds left on the clock, Chance, and this is a fun one.
Envoy did it quietly, by the way. This is the kind of play that just straight up wins you the round. And you see OpTic not putting pressure on there, waiting for it. Envoy behind enemy lines. Now everyone needs to turn. Standy maybe to try to hunt down the kill, or maybe Standy just making the patient reads. Ridiculous on that end. Meanwhile, the bomb actually going for the fight. All the scud and Scump, not the last one alive. T2P working against Standy, who is last one alive and formal. He's done his job. He's got the bomb down.
Oh, shots from Standy. Not able to get the second. T2P reigns supreme, and now it is 4-2. Tiny bit of a shaky shot from Standy there, but man, almost pulling that one back. And you were right, Envoy on that slow and quiet flank really wins in that round. Scump with a crazy 2-piece here to smash on through the site. The 3rd kill on the Standy there. Big work out of the King. Nice round, all in all for OpTic.
And yeah, I was going to say, it's not the flank that wins in the round, right? I thought it was going to. I thought you were going to be able to pinch the hill, but Envoy ends up going back towards Deli, and he gets cleaned up. So that is just prime Scump right there. Like, this is a map you know he has played hundreds, well, way more than hundreds, thousands and thousands of times. That is a nice 3-piece for him on site. Just efficient work from the King. Of course, the flank was certainly nice to have just to get the pick, but scattered work for the rest of it. Major Maniac this time a little bit quicker to turn left and check that full flank. Envoy this time not rolling through. And frankly for OpTic, they are happy to just completely give up this bomb plant towards A. Let's see what kind of retake they can muster up.
I was going to say, this may be like, hey guys, do you want to practice the retake? Yeah, make sure no one gets to B. All right, let's do this. Execute, game plan. Scum. 30 seconds on the clock, trying to make something happen from behind. Bomb site is completely covered, and so far, Scump not really doing a whole lot. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, finds 1. Clock still ticking, Chance. 20 seconds remaining. OpTic slowly but surely making their way forward, but Major Maniac, oof, high ground is his.
And Dashy, by the way, big chillin' in spawn. Maybe that explains why they gave the bomb up for free. Dashy just not playing. It took me that long to realize what was going on, but I don't know if that is a controller issue, connectivity, not a clue. But I will say one great way, should have thrown this down for the keys to victory, to beat OpTic. Don't let Dashy play. It normally helps things out, especially in the 4v3, but that does explain a lot. I was going to say, the only way where you can afford to give up the A plant for free is if you're like taking the time to go around the full flank to like cause some chaos. It would have been a horrible strategy for OpTic to try to win that round, but you know, turns out if Dashy's not playing, explains everything.
He could have been watching the flank, right? We don't quite know what's going on there, friends. We haven't received any updates from production. Dashy is still not moving.
He's got the flank, though.
He's got the flank covered for sure, but right now, unsure as to what is going on here. Again, quite deep into the search and destroy now. No updates from the referees or updates from production, so we're going to roll on forward. Unorthodox approach here from OpTic Gaming. Envoy in Delhi. All by the top of the top store. Like glass windows, and Dashy and Spawn watching that flank. There it is. So, we are going to see an end to this one. We will await confirmation on exactly what the hell is going on, but again, maybe a player-side issue that Dashy was going through there, but we'll let you guys know as soon as we find out. Chance and I are basically firing in the dark here. We're not sure exactly what has just happened there. Maybe a controller-related problem, could be a PC-related problem, who knows? But either way, an interesting start and a fun way to get the series going. For OpTic chance, I think a very good look. Okay, so it is a controller malfunction there from Dashi, unfortunate, but he's in the right place to be able to grab, what, 200 more? Hopefully we can get that resolved quickly and get back into standoff. But in the meantime, friends, we are going to take a very quick commercial break. OpTic versus RØKKR. Search and Destroy. We will resume after this quick commercial break.
Nothing like a little bit of a delay in Search and Destroy to keep your wits about you. Listen, big swing round comes up. It's 4-2. If OpTic wins
Hopefully
that,
4-3.
Hopefully 4-3. If OpTic wins that, it's 5-3, which is just, or 5-2, sorry, which is massive. But then RØKKR pulls it out. It's 4-3, which is so much better. But then, I don't know, it looked like Dashi wasn't playing. And then in the next round, he wasn't playing. And it looks like they've ended the game. And I'm hoping they at least do give us that round where he was not playing. Maybe he didn't let the ref know in time. I don't know how the rules work. I don't know. But I'm hoping that they were able to secure that win. So it is 4-3, because if it's 4-2, that feels scary, man. But hey, even if it is, though, I think, what do you think the guys on Search so far? I feel like they look pretty good despite their being behind.
Yeah, I mean, this is a weird map because there's so many different opportunities for Envoy to do Envoy type things, and it really does seem to be setting up pinches and just taking Minnesota by surprise. I'm sure as soon as the guys go back and watch the VOD, they'll see where the holes in the map are and how he's able to get through. But I don't know, it just seems like every time I tune into a round where Envoy is a part of, he's just getting somewhere, and it's just annoying, and he's setting up a pinch, and he's winning rounds left and right. So we'll see if they're able to stop that. But like you said, these are big couple rounds here. If I'm hoping that since they didn't start in the middle of the round, that they'll give that round to Minnesota, because 4-3, like you said, is much better than 4-2. And then if you lose the next round, it's 5-2, and that's almost impossible to come back from. And then if you're down 0-2, you're going into a control raid that OpTic's also really good at. And then you're going to potentially Hardpoint on Garrison, which OpTic again is really good at, and Minnesota hates that map. So it's just weird to see how things can snowball, but one round at a time. Let's get this next one here. Hopefully it's 4-3.
One thing I will say that's a huge plus when you got MiDNiTE on your squad in Search and Destroy, I feel like he has really, really good mid-game adjustments. So if they're down 4-2, or hopefully in this instance 4-3, he's kind of seeing how things are playing out, maybe figuring out, like you say, where those holes are. You did see him kind of even adjust how he was playing that look on the flank to make sure that Envoy doesn't get through. Again, it was kind of crazy. Like, Envoy should have saw MiDNiTE. Like, I can't talk much crap about Search and Destroy strategy in this game until I see standoff. You always check the dumpster, man. That's always where they're at. I don't know how he didn't see him. It was kind of weird. Like, it was just a weird first round. But anyway, I think, obviously we're playing behind in this one, but I still do think, we have all the ability in the world to win this map too. And I do think, like you say, it's needed. Yes, raid control is our bread and butter, but it is also OpTic's bread and butter. And we got a 2-3-5 it baby out here, maybe 2-3-4, who knows? I mean, that Moscow was close, and it was OpTic's pick, and we had no business even coming back the way we did. So hey,
You're
man,
right.
anything could
1000%.
happen. Anything could freaking happen.
Yeah, for sure. And just touching a little bit more on the whole MiDNiTE thing, it just seems like every time the observers cut to him, he's just always in a position like getting somebody as they're trying to flank, or he's just one of those players that always seems to be in the right locations for Search. And we've already seen it here multiple times. He's pushed up, when the opportunity presents itself, and he's shooting people in the back. And I don't know, it's nice to see a little bit of movement from him in those scenarios.
Yeah, he's kind of, he really definitely knows where to go, where to be. I saw someone in that round where he was kind of, straddling the wall by Delhi, by B-bomb there.
Yeah, that was gross.
That's a classic spot. Man, I don't know a lot about the Search and Destroys on the other maps in this game, but Express, Raid, Standoff? Shoot. I'm an encyclopedia of like spots and angles. It's so like reminiscent to see some of those old angles, like peeking into not grandma's, but you know, top brown or top middle from the spawn near the van. It's just it's such a good map. Tanush in the chat says Mike looks good so far. I think so. I mean, yeah, he had a slow start in that map 1. I think, like you mentioned, he was double negative. But hey, he really fired it up. He at one point got like a insane 3-piece to kind of like save a hill or a rotation, which was really cool. So yeah, he's getting his feet wet again. You know, he had a lot of action in the challengers. So yeah, he's coming in hot. I'm hoping that they're able to adjust their way through this search and take this map too.
Yeah, 1000%. He looks good so far. I mean, it's not very often where you get the first game like a standee where he comes out and just absolutely goes crazy, drops like a 1.6 in Hardpoint. And I mean, that doesn't happen very often. So not really expecting that sort of production out of him, but I think he's playing his role well. I think he's being impactful around the map. Like you said, that 3-piece in Hardpoint and getting kills here in S&D. I mean, a lot of times that's all you can ask for. And by the way, this is one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league. It's not like, you know, they're playing a Paris that's been struggling and it's like so back and forth. Like OpTic finished that last major. They looked unbelievably impressive. I think if they win that map 5 round 11 against Toronto, I think the sky was probably the limit for them that day. So they were super close, but so far, I mean, they're right there. It's just a couple kills here, 1 rotation in the Hardpoint. And then we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's 4-3 going back into the S&D. But yeah, overall, I mean, things look well so far.
Things are going all right, man. I hope we can finish this strong here. Finish the search strong. Go into the map 3 with a clear conscience. I think that's really important for this team. I mean, we've seen them, you know, reverse sweep before. They do play really well under pressure, but let's just for my heart's sake, let's not. Being that we have this extra time to kill here, much love to the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I just want to give another big shout out in case you didn't hear it at the beginning of the stream. RØKKR announced our new military appreciation program called RØKKR Regiment. So it's basically a program that's made to honor our active and retired servicemen and women through experiences in gaming. To join the program, if you're an active or retired service member, or if you know somebody who's a huge RØKKR fan and is currently serving or did serve in the military, you can refer them to join the program. The program is RØKKR Regiment. To learn more, I will put a link in the chat. Go there. Go do the thing, man. Go check out the link. Shout out. I don't know if Ali's in the chat, but shout out Ali in the chat. Shout out to the whole marketing team for making really cool initiatives like this happen. And thank you, first and foremost, to those of you who serve or if you have family members that do like I do. Really important. So anyway, I'm hoping this countdown, they baited us last time. They did a countdown and then they showed the comms video. So let's see what they're about to show on the CDL broadcast. It's weird. Didn't we get reintroduced to like pausing in online matches? Like they paused a search and descript for. Why didn't this get paused, I wonder?
Oh, that's interesting.
Like,
I actually don't know.
Get paused. It just straight up, they were like, well, Dashy's not moving. So
I don't know.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he was just waiting on the flank. You never know.
Yeah, yeah, right.
If Dashy's not moving on the map, he's probably can't.
Yeah,
so,
something's wrong. Yeah,
something's wrong. And plus, I would much rather we check it and make sure everything's legit. Because if there's one thing we don't want is free wins, especially over OpTic. That gets dangerous on social media. Give free wins over OpTic. That gets scary, bro. I mean, you and I were talking about it during the map 1. Like, we're technically undefeated this year versus OpTic, right? We've only played them twice, beat them twice.
Yeah.
Is RØKKR OpTic's kryptonite a little bit? Are they like back for revenge after the crazy accuracy 1v3?
Well, we said that against Dallas too, and then that one has switched around a little bit. So
True.
let's just temper that talk a little bit. We'll see what happens after this one.
Hell yeah.
Let's not jinx ourselves.
Man, the players look about as excited as we do. We're just like, come on, bro, start the map. Let's go.
Right. They're over it.
They're like, come on. Well, and two, like the match before this, there was a really long delay. I really hope that doesn't happen here. Although, I think, didn't we have a co-stream like a few weeks ago where we had to kill like an hour and a half? It was basically we just did another podcast.
Yes, we did. You're right.
talk COD randomly.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know. We don't have any videos to even queue up, so I hope you guys are locked in for. Oh, but look, I don't know. The players are fidgety, and that usually means they're about to play. Look at them. Look at all of them
you're
fidget at the
right.
same time. Aren't they all
Oh.
fidgeting? Yo, it's starting. Let's go. I'm gonna fidget too.
That was
Let's
a great
go, guys.
observation.
We'll be back after the next map. We're gonna fidget our way into a dub here. Catch you soon.
Magic that many people do not, but that is also the created opportunity for random people to be like, ha, I know how to do that. You're silly for not. I'm smarter than you. So it's a fun time all around. That's, you know, that's what I've learned.
Well, I think it's out there now. Parasite's tweeted out how to do it. Fair playing field, good luck,
actually,
have
I
fun.
have no idea how. So
Look what you've
I can
done.
read this
Look
to
what
you
you've
real
done,
quick.
Parasite. You've ruined league play for the rest of us, mere mortals. Now the masses know. How could you? All right, let's get it. Current score: OpTic 4, RØKKR 2. Here we go, chum.
I'm looking at this. What do you just like line up in the corner and then jump?
Yeah,
You just line up in the corner. Oh yeah, so you mantle on like the little pillar thing.
Don't
not the
draw
actual
more
wall.
attention to it.
That makes sense. I'm gonna go with that. Minnesota RØKKR on offense, leaning a little bit towards this B site. They have not stacked up in any corners to get pieced by Envoy, so improvements have been made and attached with the first blood. Minnesota is trying to take advantage of the momentum killer.
He's out. One more, like, he's not going to give up that position, that top round position. He's eyes on. Envoy watching the push through broken. He's going to be able to catch the place if they sprint out down low as well. Dashy, super patient. Envoy, patient as well. Oh, no way! Oh, gosh, darn it. He got the third. That'd have been unbelievable. Okay, 1v2. Major Maniac, 30 seconds left. Good night. What a great round from OpTic. What a two-piece from Envoy. Woo!
Even the spot that he's playing at, right? I mean, this is very much a map structured in a way that you just look at, like, certain setups, it's about, like, what cuts you have on the map, right? The only reason Formal can be playing so passive on, like, the hay bales in his spawn, it's because Envoy through the middle of the map gets the cut over towards A-bomb. So, like, he can see the cross, so it is very much a systematic map that, again, teams that have the better teamwork can really thrive. Not a ton of randomness as long as Call of Duty timing doesn't horrifically go against you. But once again, Envoy back home towards the middle of the map where he likes to reign supreme. Trying to get some shots on Major Maniac. Maybe that's the opening for Scump to try to find his break in. And it is exactly that. Teamwork on point and Scump striking for that first blood. OpTic looking to end the game already.
Oh, relentless aggression. Another one again. Trades are there. This is for OpTic. Win the map. Scump just flying forward wins another. Now it's a 1v2 for Standy. Scump has bomb in hand. Gonna plant it now at A. Standy found himself in a situation like this before, but this time, oh, Dashy caught wind of him. Now, Standy is truly trapped. Do I charge towards Scump or do I charge towards Dashy? 35 seconds on the clock. The bombs are out. Scump. Oh, bait and switch, baby. Just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. OpTic will take the search and destroy. Final score being 6-2. And with that, a 2-0 lead in the series. A very tough one for RØKKR there on standoff. Amidst the chaos and the pandemonium, the changes here, and Dashy's controller blown up. Who knows? 2-0 though in the series for OpTic. So far, so good. We now go to control.
And I will say for that final round, man, that is just clean and efficient work coming out of Envoy and Scump. I mean, Scump, obviously, one of the best, if not the best at all time of like, hey, someone on the map needs to be killed. Scump, go get him. Well, Envoy feeds him the information on Major Maniac. Scump wastes no time, gets in the mix. And then Envoy, just having that free reign, sits towards the middle of the map. He's got a ton of different angles he can work with. Just finding the information, finding the picks, and finding wavy arms. Whatever you need, Miles, today has delivered.
Wavy arms indeed. Well, that scuff watching our US Army tactical play. We are going to give this one to Envoy, who, quite frankly, dude, I mean, whether it's a tactical play or ridiculously skilled play or just, oh, you name it, man. There, they lined up for him. An incredible moment, though, and he pulled it off, dude. He really did pull it off. So, shout out to Envoy. Wonderful round all in all. And again, for OpTic, a brilliant standoff display for all of us. Lots to be learned here, whether it's Major Maniacs that will climb in the fence. And shout out to Parasite, or can we get a waggy in the chat? He's now leaked the goods, but there we go.
And I will say, I think that 3-piece from Envoy, I don't even know how hype you get. I think that's more of you just like give out a little chuckle. And you're just like, huh, I guess I got 3. Like, I don't know. His teammates probably just confused. Envoy's like, I didn't really have to do anything. I just shot 2 bursts basically and killed 3 people. So no big deal with the Diamatis. And then, so even towards the end, nice angle from Formal, you know, not giving anything away. Making sure you just lock it down.
I would wonder again for him, like, this is what it feels like. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. 2-0 in the series now for OpTic. We're going to throw to a quick commercial break, and upon our return, we're going to be playing Control.
Pain. The 2-3-5 dream is dead. It's got to be 3-4-5, man. We've got to come out swinging on
Reverse
this
sweep
raid.
time.
Yeah, it's time to get out the brooms. Not looking good on that. Not looking good on that search. I mean, there was a couple shiny moments, but overall, OpTic just played it a lot better. That weird swing round where it was 4-2, and then, you know, RØKKR gets the win, but then Dashy's controller wasn't working. Totally understand, so they reset it. And you and I, when we were looking for them to put the score on the board, and we both saw it go to 4-2, we were like, dang.
Yeah.
4-2 is so much different than 4-3, and then once it goes to 5-2, it just becomes a big just rain cloud over your head. So weren't able to pull it out, which was kind of surprising to me because we talked about it so much. Like, Major MiDNiTe's going to come in, Search and Destroy is going to be crispy. But OpTic, I mean, to be fair, they've been playing a lot better recently, especially at the end of stage 3. So I don't know, man. Do you think that RØKKR has what it takes to at least start the beginning of the reverse sweep?
Yeah, just kind of starting off where you started off there with the 4-2. And this happens every time there's a restart and search and destroy, is that if you're the team that immediately restarts on offense, you're going into that round without trophies. So even though Minnesota was able to get that first blood, you don't have a trophy. They were pushed up inside of bottom brown. You don't have a trophy to throw on that bomb site, so you still have to play kind of patiently because you can get teammated. And then as soon as OpTic pushed up into there, Standy was on the flank. Kind of went too fast. He didn't shoulder peek that bottom grandma's dash. He was able to get that kill. So a little bit of an unfortunate series of events there. But now if you reset here, as we've seen multiple times throughout this season, this is the map and mode where you have to start to turn it around. Again, we kind of said right at the beginning in the intro, if you can just get it to a map 5, I think that Minnesota would probably win if you get it to a map 5. So the biggest hurdle now is going to be that map 4 because Hardpoint on Garrison is usually a rough one. It hasn't gone too well as of late for Minnesota, but win the raid control, focus up. I'll be really interested to see what happens on defense. Again, I know we talked about this in the open, but accuracy has always been a mainstay over towards Tiki on that top side of the map. So it'll be interesting to see if Major MiDNiTe's up there and how that ends up playing, if he gets some support from that P2 money area. But focus up, get the win on raid, and then we'll cross that Hardpoint Garrison hurdle when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we've literally beat OpTic on Garrison before. We don't have a very good overall record on the map, and you're definitely right that it hasn't looked awesome lately. But it is our map pick. That Moscow hardpoint was OpTic's pick. Standoff was RØKKR's pick, so that hurts to, lose 6-2 on your own search and destroy map pick. But yeah, if the guys can just, let's prime this thing with map 3, baby. Start it up and do the reverse sweep. I still believe. I hope y'all do too.
Sure.
Let's go to the game 3, guys. Raid control, the bread and butter, our bread and butter versus OpTic's bread and butter. It's going to be a buffet. I hope we can win. IKON and I will see you guys after the raid.
Should be a fun one, chance as we go back into raid. The first time we've seen a control in this map today. It's been a lot of Garrison love, obviously. There we go, mate. Map number 3. And OpTic close the case here. RØKKR, Major MiDNiTE, what a wonderful debut it would be. A reverse sweep. Oof. Starts right now.
And I think to a certain degree, this is basically just operation. Do not let Standy pop off on this raid control, and for OpTic, you'll be good to go. Envoy, Krig, 74, you are frankly the pistol doesn't make a difference. He's going to be hyper efficient with every gun used, and this is a very strong break right now for OpTic as well. Get the clearance on both sides of the map. Dashy feeling a little bit of pressure, and he can't stay alive, but you still got to imagine with a little bit of map control, OpTic's still in a good spot.
A little bit of pressure. Dashy got 3 Semtex thrown at him. He had shots from all over the place. Oh, God. Major Maniac, though, 2 in a row. Still being dropped there. We still have got that clock stopped. As again, the push now towards B. 2 members of RØKKR getting the quick cap here. First segment gone. Second segment. OpTic should be on a contest for. Here comes Formal on Envoy. Hazer up. Here's the push. Andy watched the wide flank, and there it is. The shots are there. Able to get 1. Trays on miss. Wow, Priester manages to stay alive and win that one. Not before being caught by Dashy there. Second segment of B gone. Over towards the A side of the map we go, and Chance, nice management of those zones right now by RØKKR.
I was going to say, this is already a phenomenal spot, right? If you give up B just for a moment and give up 2 ticks, this is long-term going to be a problem for OpTic. They're going to have to play nearly perfect for the next 2 minutes. Right now, the play for RØKKR seems to be try to push through the back laundry side of things. Obviously, bedroom control right now firmly in the grasp of Dashy. They try to go back jungle. Scump is going to be here, and frankly, Scump, he's going to need some reinforcements. RØKKR putting the pressure on. Reinforcements are in, and Envoy can't find a kill. It makes both of them weak, and well, the help was enough, and you see Formal in the feed picking up a couple kills as well. OpTic so far on defense, at least for the second portion, holding strong.
Yep, that first 30 seconds flew by, and just kills going their way. I mean, the lives count still very even. Boy, trying to deal some damage. In and out he goes. Hit and run, just trying to sow the seeds of uncomfortableness and discourse there in the RØKKR line. Just getting that done. Stump from the front, hitting those shots, and right now for Envoy. Keep alive, keep being annoying, and God, he's annoying to play against. Look at this. Standy now has to commit a lot to find them shots either way, but a lot of time. Another 30 seconds burnt at the clock, Chance.
And this is the longest I think Dashy may have ever gone without taking a gunfight. I don't know how many kills he got from top bedroom, but that was the first time I paid attention to it, and he ends up losing it. So now you got the clearance. Standy is apparently shredding. He just drops Formal in an instant. You get a couple kills to go your way, and bar a nice play from Scump, which his foot is too big. You get the clearance on the point. And Dashy, well, the first couple gunfights he's able to win are 2 big ones. OpTic still alive.
Still going. Major Maniac, though. Nice spot to be in money. Can you find Envoy as well? Oh, big win. 30 seconds on the clock. Nice nade from Dashy. Makes that play safe. 2 from the back now. Stanley's the last player left up for his squad. Oh dear, the rest of them are going to have to make that long, slow, painful journey across the map. 20 seconds to be had. I don't think they can do it. That win from Envoy on a Stanley may well be the round. Final 15. Right now, I suppose, Major Maniac can get on the point. That's one thing. He has to find himself a kill. He's got to take care of Formal on point. Final 5. No one's here to really get it done. Clock not on their side. A contest now would be ridiculous, but no, not to be had. A long round chance. OpTic, though, they hold the line, and that is 1-0 here in the map.
And they just always had enough on the defensive end, right? I think earlier on there was some pressure, right, where Scump is playing back jungle. Reinforcements come in. They get a nice set of kills, stop that first push. I think maybe the next push, and really the best opportunity RØKKR had after they got the clearance on the bedroom control, and then somehow, some way, Dashy just picks up 2 kills from basketball. So maybe an over challenge, big gunfight wins, whatever the case is. OpTic, first round they will certainly be happy to take, and now we're going to see if they can put something together over on offense. I think somebody just shot out the side window. I actually like that for a very specific reason of just potentially if you ever need to clear out bedroom later on in the round, if you don't break the glass early and you want to try to swing out wide, the guy that's top bedroom just knows it. I don't know if that's what they were going for. Maybe he's just shooting his gun, but
no, I like that.
Maybe
they're
detail.
That's a smart minor detail. God, we're learning a lot today in the Call of Duty League, friends, but learning has to be done here as OpTic clearly know what they're doing. Oh, wow. So close to that second segment, though. Brilliant work from RØKKR there. Right place, right time. Quick fly across the map towards that pool side. Major Maniac from up high, looking to catch Formal, who's having a quick dip. Cooling off in the LA sun. Tags not enough to get the job done. And they're both Formal and Scump as well. Now the push forward we go. And on B, he's a play, and that's a nice read. Scump can't quite get both of them. Dashy, though, on bed, should be cleaned up. Nice job. Envoy now, though, trying to keep the play alive, and he'll do just that. As Envoy stays alive in the back line.
Right now, this is just a fight OpTic. They just need to find some kills anywhere. Like Envoy's trying to do his best work from inside a kitchen, and well, he's drawing a little bit of attention towards himself, but still OpTic trying to work their way out of their base. Zig controls where Attach is. Attach is going to fall. You get the clearance on the kills, and Envoy still roaming around kitchen. Has to be able to tell his teammates, hey, stack up, A. You should be good to go. If I need to flank laundry, I can make that happen.
Whoa! Oh my god, how did Envoy win that? Close range ADS gets the job done. A is finished now. OpTic can now put all their attention towards that B zone. Life count still even. Envoy changing that 1 kill at a time, 6 in a row. Oh man, he gets brought down, but it was a nice 2-piece. He's had a wicked series so far. Now the capture of B begins, chance, and it's on MiDNiTE to try to stop it.
Well, MiDNiTE doing what he can. Still just trying to find Formal. Even makes the right read, but Formal just guns him down. OpTic still just pouring a ton of pressure. It's only a 2-life lead, but still a little bit of clearance towards the point. Formal can't win that one. But even still, OpTic Gaming inside of the hill. I mean, they've got the coverage on the flank. You get a potential double stack in the actual point. This progress is certainly going.
Going fast, second segment gone. Final segment now remains. RØKKR, here comes the coordinated push. Gamefield key to victory in hand. And Envoy! He gets 4 in a row, his 16th overall, and you're going to give him the B zone as well. A massive round. Out of him, out of the team. OpTic looking very strong on raid control.
Best play for good reason. I mean, Envoy just, I don't want to say single-handedly wins in the round because obviously a lot of kills have to come through, but I mean, he starts off the round, goes on a 6 spree inside a kitchen, keeps his team in the game, and well, then that play towards the end. Highlight reel plays, man. Envoy's trying to build a montage just purely against the Minnesota RØKKR. And again, he's making it happen with every single gun. I know this is a particular thing. I kind of hope Minnesota wins this round just so I can see OpTic's open and break and see if they shoot out that glass pane again or if I'm just completely making stuff up. But frankly, with the way OpTic is playing, it does not look like that is going to happen. Still a decent spread across the map. I mean, they got a player in garden, back basketball, in money if you need to make the approach. And while that kill from Attach is nice, they simply just do not have enough map pressure really to start working themselves over towards B. And even still, they're taking it slow out by A as well. Minnesota RØKKR, this is not a fun spot to be in.
Not a fun at all. Envoy still on a 5 spree there, Krig in hand. Streak's almost complete. Artillery's going to be very, very helpful. And again, yeah, here he comes. First the ping. Rustle the feathers. They don't hear the familiar whistle of those shells. They won't leave the point, but here they come. 1, 2, 3. Soften the point up, but Priester goes wide of the ring and he manages to stay alive. We will finally get him. Kill number 6 in a row. Nades are up and about, trying to slow him down. MiDNiTE's up next. Steps up to the plate, doesn't quite get it. Full streaks now for Envoy. Chance and OpTic are holding the line.
And he might need to call in the cruise missile as well. It might be a worthwhile just to invest it straight away. He doesn't even get caught in the middle of the map, because how can you catch him? Still, though, coming off spawn, again, maybe invest the cruiser, maybe not. Scum's finding the kills and money. You get all the control. He needs a cruise when you got your teammates. OpTic wipes everybody off the map. Now, if you try to flood in towards ring, one, you got to deal with Envoy, who still has the Krig in hand. Even if you kill him, he comes back with the cruise, but he doesn't need it. He's the walking score streak.
Here he goes, baby. You get 20 kills in a row, you just become Envoy. Is that right? It's like bigger than the Juggernaut. Oh, my word. There's the second. And Envoy is on an absolute rampage as he has turned RØKKR inside out. And this has been one hell of a show. Oh, my OpTic. They get it done in 3, both the series and in control. Wow. Highlight reel from Envoy is one thing. And, man, it was play after play after play. And here's one of them. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you very much. We'll take the series, the nade at the van as well. What a performance.
That was terrible. That is the most frustrated I've ever been watching our team play control. I'm gonna ask, I need to understand why on offense, when you have 2 ticks at B, you've taken A, twice they like almost full squad push through laundry. I do not understand what they're trying to do. I literally don't play the game enough to understand like what spawn they're trying to manipulate or what kind of control they're trying to get that way. I feel like almost every other CDL team in the league just plays for kitchen control. We only needed 1 more tick. We had 2 minutes to get it and we're pushing laundry. I don't understand. I need a manual.
Well, that's just such a tough play because I know that we were talking about this while it was going on. But even if you're lucky enough to get those kills like back jungle while you are at laundry, they're going to spawn over towards basketball P4. And then you have to get basically an entire another squad wipe to even get into control B. And if you're successful at that, then it's easy to cap because they have somebody over at top apartments and then you can kill them as they come up off of spawns. But it's just so many things like A, B, C, D, E. Like there's so many things that have to go your way for that to pan out when it's just so much easier to take like Attach and Standy, put them inside of P2, inside of Kitchen, and then once you get control of Kitchen, and that can be tough to do at times also, but one, it doesn't take as much time. And as you do get control of Kitchen, they're still going to spawn out over towards laundry. So you can still get that same setup without having to go through all the processes that you did before when you're pushing laundry. And that play is only made when there's somebody over towards top apartments. Dashy was over there, and that's a really tough gun battle. So because he's top apartments, you're spawning over towards weights. So it's either hit the full flank over towards laundry or go mid. It's just easier to go mid, get control of Kitchen, and then once you're there, get the kills as they come up off spawn. If you get 1 or 2 down, then go ahead, hop on the flag, and then you should be able, if you have, 3v2 numbers or 4v2 numbers, you should be able to get 1 tick to win that offensive round.
Yeah, listen, I'll be honest. I'm not a player. I don't play Call of Duty that much anymore. I'm definitely not a coach, but I don't understand why you would want them to spawn basketball. That's right by the point. And then what happens if they do theoretically push through laundry, get back jungle control, go through basketball, shit on everybody on spawn, get back? Like, where do they spawn then? Are they trying to get them to spawn ring? They'll
spawn laundry.
So where they were spawning in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
God. I don't know. There's something I'm clearly missing, and I'm definitely not good enough to decipher why that is. Listen, that was bad, but if there's something good I could say, if there's some glimmer of hope to take out of this, that Hardpoint was pretty nasty. I mean, other than that almost comeback, the series wasn't really even close. And I'm not sure if it's a testament to, oh man, like Major Maniac's back in the lineup. They're not really sure like how to function right now. Or we mentioned this at the top of the show. OpTic is really freaking good right now. They showed up big time at stage 3 majors. And I think they're trying to find their footing. They're definitely one of those teams that once you get later into the year, I don't know, maybe they just care more, they try harder. I don't know, the green wall just starts, I don't know what kind of juice happens at the end of the year for OpTic, but they do usually improve. And so you're kind of seeing that in the end of stage 3, especially, like you said it, like if they would have won that round 11 versus Toronto, they could have very well gone on to take the whole dang thing. And yep. They still did look really good. They made a huge run, and now they come into their first, series of stage 4, bumped down RØKKR right away, which obviously it hurts, but I mean, we talk about it like this is not the only game of this stage. We still have 4 other teams that we need to play. Their teams are Paris, Seattle. That's not bad. Yep. And then we've got FaZe, terrifying. And then, is it Toronto?
LA Thieves.
LA Thieves, sorry. So yeah, I mean, listen, we just played, I would have to say probably the second best team in our group. FaZe is probably first. And we weren't able to come out with the dub today, but some more time in the lab, some more practice, some more building. And hopefully we can, come out of this stage with a good record and show up to motherfreaking LAN, baby. The stage 4 major is going to be on LAN. That's local area network, folks. So excited.
Yeah.
Wish we would have won the Hardpoint. Yeah, me too, man. That was tough.
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, my outlook coming into this one is that if you can win like this match against OpTic, obviously your path to winner's bracket is, I don't want to say it, it's already booked, but it gets way easier if you're able to win a matchup against one of the top 2 teams that's in your group. But the ideal scenario, or the one that you're looking to the most, is you beat Seattle, you beat Paris, and then if you beat LA Thieves, I think they're absolutely a beatable squad right now. Just win those 3, and you're probably the 3rd team that's in winner's bracket. So, you know, this one's rough. The search did not go well. The control looked ugly, but it is what it is. OpTic is absolutely frying. The one that you can't lose is you can't lose tomorrow's match. That one is super important. So if you go down 0-2 with a loss to one of those teams that's in the bottom 2 of your group, that's something you have to avoid. So unfortunately, as your schedule is most of the time you play like Thursday, Saturday, or Friday, Sunday. Normally you have a day off in between, but in this instance, you don't. So you just have to have a short memory, put it behind you, and come out and play better against a team that you should be better than and you should beat.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point. It is weird how the schedule worked out. They usually do. You either play Thursday and Saturday or Friday and Sunday. There's 2 weekends in stage 4 here where we play back-to-back days. So this weekend's one of them. And then next weekend, we only have 1 match. And then the weekend after that, so June 11th and 12th, we play. So kind of weird shakeout. But honestly, like, I'm looking at it the opposite way. You lose on Friday to, I would say, the 2nd best team in the group. You know, I wouldn't say it's expected because I think you always want to and expect to win. You grind every day, practice with the boys. Like you're there giving it your all. And so losing doesn't feel good. But if I'm looking at tomorrow, I'm like, hey, 2 p.m. Central Time, Ashley and IKON will be on the co-stream ready for the match. All right, come back tomorrow. But I'm looking at that as like, okay, let's really quick rebound right here. Like we can take a punch, but we can get back up and hit it with the uppercut, baby. Come on, boys. Just the start of the stage. We still got this. I still believe, man. I think we're gonna work out the kinks. It's a long stage. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow we will bounce back. But that's gonna do it for us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same faces, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, up against Paris Lejeune. So wait, is that how they really are supposed to say it?
I don't think so. I think you just made that up.
How do they say their name in French?
I don't know.
Is Legion of French? Okay, I'm gonna turn. We're leaving before I embarrass myself anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. IKON and I will be back. We'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of your night.